It's your partner, man. Who? You know what I'm talking about? It's your partner, man. Who? You know what I'm talking about? It's your partner, man. Who? You know what I'm talking about? What's good with the people, man? How's y'all doing out there, man, on this Tabloid Tactics Thursday? You say Tabloid Tactics Thursday? What you talking about, bro? We gonna get into it. But before we do that, what's good? People like, ha, man, Ken in the pen. All my folks incarcerated. All my folks who ain't. Everybody on the bottom of that thing. Everybody on the top of that thing. Keep that head up. You know what I'm talking about? Keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it, man. Did I say Ken in the pen, man? I don't know, but if I didn't, go get that stick up in stores now. You go get you some off 76 MacArthur Giants Liquors where I'm talking about 82nd Hillside Barbershop. They said somebody is putting them in their stores in the hundreds. Thank you, young man. Now, I tell you every morning, but just in case you don't mess with me or you don't like me, you can still come get them from me, man. You know what I'm talking about? You can still come get them from me. Sprinkler system on you. What you say, bruh? Sprinkler system on you. You know what I'm talking about, man. Also in stores. Funkadie trying, you know what I'm talking about? Make sure you go get you one. But if all fails, and I mean if all fails, man, make sure you go to Amazon, get you one of them hardbacks, man. You know what I'm talking about? What's that? Worldwide INC. Worldwide Incorporated. You know what I'm talking about? Worldwide. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't gonna say, bro, what does that mean? I'm gonna say, hey, you know what I'm talking about? It means everybody. You say, what, bro? I'm gonna say, hey, you know what I'm talking about? Everybody included, bro. You know what I'm talking about, man? And Dugu, Mike, Cutthroat, Lil Rue, not Lil Rube, Lil Rue. You know what I'm talking about? Tata the player, that's who comes next. Same thing, bro. Everybody on the bottom of that thing, everybody on top of that thing. Keep that head up, you know what I'm talking about? Keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it. You know what I'm talking about? Now let's get through these disclaimers. You know what I'm talking about? I say these disclaimers, yeah, let's get through these disclaimers. But before we do that, my mama always said, boy, brush them whiskers when you on TV. You know what I'm talking about? Segue a little bit, man. I was up in there doing the best of shaving, you know what I'm talking about, to get my thing. But I didn't realize, man, you know how you put the guard on there, man? I look, one of them motherfuckers way over here, man. I done nicked the fuck out myself in two places. Y'all see that shit? I got two big ass holes in my shit. But a brother like me, I ain't tripping, man. I walked around this motherfucker for half a year, nigga, with half a mustache. You know what I'm talking about? I'm big enough to do it. You know what I'm talking about? Now, where was I? Oh, man, I almost forgot, man. You know what I'm talking about? Coffee Chronicles. This thing ain't really piping hot. Got some warmth to it, though. You know what I'm talking about? Now, let's get this. See, a good brother like myself, I don't promote no drug users. Good brother like myself, I don't promote no drug sellers. Good brother like myself, I don't promote no alcohol consumption. You know what I'm talking about? No. You know what I'm talking about? A brother like myself, you know what I'm talking about, man? I don't promote no crime. Good brother like myself, I don't promote no violence. You know what I'm talking about? I don't promote no domestic violence, man. Keep your hands off the people. People, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Don't. You know what I'm talking about? Promote. You know what I'm talking about? No. Negativity. You know what I'm talking about? No. Me, man, I don't promote shit. You know what I'm talking about? They was talking to me, man. I do not promote shit. You know what I'm talking about? All I promote is y'all. Go ahead and do what you're going to do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you find the right thing to do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen, because we just don't know how much of it we got. A good brother like myself, man, I'm not prejudiced. Good brother like myself, man, I ain't got nothing against the sexually different. You know what I'm talking about? Self, man, I ain't got nothing against the little people. Nah, man, me, man, I ain't got nothing against nobody. You know what I'm talking about? They was talking to me. Man, I just love me some everybody. You know what I'm talking about? As a matter of fact, I'm on a quest. You know what I'm talking about? Bring that peace. You know what I'm talking about? That joy. You know what I'm talking about? That love. What'd you say, bro? That love. Back to YouTube community, man. You with me? Come on over here and fuck with your partner, man. Hey, check it out. Psst, 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 psst. Come fuck with a nigga one time. You know what I'm talking about? Man, what's good with the people? Y'all hold on, man, real quick. Let me go put some more warmth on this thing. What's good with it, man? Yeah, man, I had to go put some warmth on that thing, man. So it'll be smoke coming up off the top of it, man. Man, what's good with the people, man? How is y'all doing on this Tabloid Tactics Thursday? Say, bro, what you talking about? Oh, we gonna get into it. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to everybody who got a gun but ain't finna shoot shit. You know what I'm talking about? Don't make me shoot. I see you, man. I see you, man. You know what I'm talking about? Who was good with the people, man? You say tabloid tactics, what you talking about, bro? Oh man, I'm just you know what I'm talking about? The shit we do, the shit we do to be seen these days. Tabloid tactics. Somebody gonna say, what's tabloid tactics, bro? So y'all might have been around when bro was coming up. But they used to have, when you go to the grocery store, nigga, they used to have all these imaginary ass books and shit, you know what I'm talking about? Like the National Enquirer and all that shit, right? And you'll be in line, nigga, and you'll just peep over where all the Jets and shit, Reader Digest and shit, all that shit be at. And you'll see a big ass story on the front of the tabloids talking about Bigfoot has been spotted and all that shit, you know what I'm talking about? Talking about Princess Diane really ain't dead and shit, all that shit. Tupac really alive and all that shit, right? So them right there, the tabloid tactics. And now, although it's a little bit different, it's the same shit, folks. You know what I'm talking about? Nephew, sis, old man, old lady. Hey, nephew, sis, old man, old lady. Hey, what'd you say, bro? Old lady. You know what I'm talking about? It's the same shit. And they say, bro, what's all this about? Because that tabloid tablets just back then, the people who didn't like that shit, they said because it was all that rhetoric. You know what I'm talking about? It don't make no sense to sit around and read all that imaginary shit, you know what I'm talking about? Because you been read that motherfucker and went to work the next day trying to explain somebody how they really saw Bigfoot and all that shit, right? That shit'll fuck up your mind. And right now, them the days we back in. It's digital tabloids, but it's just tabloid tactics. So now, instead of you really tapping into your creativity and you tapping into, you know what I'm talking about, some real shit that's inside you, we tap into the imaginary land, you know what I mean? So we just try to come with either the biggest lie, the biggest smut campaign. We just use tabloid tactics, you know what I'm talking about, trying to be seen. So we come with the most unbearable shit, you know what I'm talking about? Just like that bitch then started y'all seen that shit that bitch started, you know what I'm talking about? Man, last night I seen another motherfucker come up here emulating that shit. Cause all it does is it just make that shit cool. Have y'all seen the interview? Where they say, oh, this shit finna get bad. Since my man went up there on Shannon Sharp shit, I was just watching an interview by another well-known comedian. And he said he was just around the motherfucker because everybody sitting over there looking what Cat Williams did, right? They didn't know that shit was gonna go that big or whatever. So now you got everybody sitting around talking about shit. He did all that. What do you know? Watch this. So y'all wait for that. Because they seen him do it and how big that shit got to the world. Now watch how that shit gets mimicked. You say, bro, what's wrong with that? Because a lot of times, bro, when somebody sees some shit, they come with the tabloid tactics. Now they finna tell you some shit that didn't even happen. They just know that people like hearing juicy gossip, so they just finna get to embellishing stories and shit. And that's what this shit then turned into. Because for some reason, like a motherfucker, nephew, sis, old man, old lady. Hey, nephew, sis, old man, old lady. Hey, what'd you say, man? Old lady. You know what I'm talking about? Because it's just a copycat league, bruh. You know what I'm talking about? And everything. It's just a copycat league. So now you finna come up here embellishing shit. You finna get to come in up here playing the victim and shit. Because that's what's gonna get you attention in these days. You know what I'm talking about? Just all that, I don't know, that other nigga. Just how he try to embellish the story to create some sympathy. And that's the that's the fuck up part in people's head to me right there, bruh. And you say, what's that, bruh? That you got to come up here and you can't even keep it real, so you got to create some kind of sympathy story to generate some motherfucking attention. So you trying to generate some attention, folks. So you willing to come up here and tell some shit that didn't even happen, just to make it seem like you was victimized. I don't see I just don't get the value out of being a victim, bruh. I don't. You know what I'm talking about? I just don't. I don't see that. I don't see the. But you ain't gotta listen to big old me. If you see the value in it, you go right on ahead. But I just ain't never seen the value of coming up here, nigga, and being a victim, nigga, and trying to gain some sympathy about something that happened to me. You know what I'm talking about? I don't. But these tabloid tactics has got the people fucked up. Just like that comedian I was saying, man, the motherfucker came up to me the other day talking about shit. That nigga did that. Nigga, I got hella stories, you know what I mean? So now you finna get a spike in that. Because they think that's what telling the truth is. You finna get a spike in that. You get what I'm saying? See, we don't want to hear the truth until it's messy. And a lot of that shit don't even be the truth. You get what I'm saying? But we don't want to hear the truth until it's messy. Because a motherfucker could come up to you right now and tell you you musty. You get what I'm saying? You don't want to hear that truth. You gonna tell them they hating. See, we only want to hear the truth when that shit coincides with what we doing. You know what I'm talking about? That's just like if you up here telling these big old gangster stories, then the story come when you took a loss, you ain't gonna want to promote that. Because that ain't gonna you know what I'm talking about? Because you don't want to promote big old badass you then lost a fight, or you had a time, nigga, where it just didn't end in your favor, where you got popped or something. You get what I'm saying? Because if you really in that world, you gonna have them times, man. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't never seen no Floyd Mayweather's in the street. I ain't never seen a nigga undefeated in the street. No, at some point in time, you stay in the streets long enough, you gonna get your ass toe up too. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga, if you stay out there long enough, you gonna get your ass toe up too. You know what I'm talking about? But we just gonna create this world like we the biggest, baddest motherfucker. I told you, nigga, I didn't lost some embarrassing ass fights. You know what I'm talking about? But I was in that motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? I was in that motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? I always had fighting. Because I'm telling you, you knock me down, I'm coming back up. And if it just so happens I can't get my hands on you, I'm gonna find somebody close to me that's on your side, and I'm gonna fire on them. You know what I'm talking about? On some real shit. But that's what I'm saying. It's like we trying to create this I don't know, one of these Street Fighter characters, you know what I'm talking about, with no flaws. We trying to create a Mayweather type of character or some shit like that, you feel me? That's what we actually trying to do. We trying to create an image to make you believe that we invincible. You know what I'm talking about? Like we robots or something, nigga. Like we can't lose a fight, we just can't take a loss. And that's what we be doing, bruh. But it's just funny how people play with the truth in these days. Because if you don't want to hear the truth, you gonna just like they did Eminem and Benzino. You see, it ain't even about what Benzino said, man. They didn't shove that shit right up under the rug. They didn't came with everything else. You know why they did that? Because they didn't want Benzino to be the one to beat Eminem. Because they don't even look at Benzino as a real rapper, bruh. You know what I'm talking about? So all the niggas albums this nigga Eminem been on, all the people he done lyrically destroyed. See, they don't want to give his loss, right? And I told you, I think Eminem is the if we talking about rappers, I think Eminem probably the best rapper that ever came around this motherfucker with his wordplay. That nigga raw. I wouldn't give a fuck if he was white or black. I don't really get it. I just hear the music. Now Eminem really don't make music that niggas will be knocking down the street. You know what I'm talking about? But there's a lot of people that can rap, nigga, that don't make music that you could just be knocking while you playing. You ain't gonna be knocking that when you on one. You know what I'm talking about? You don't. There's a lot of lyricists that don't have they hard as a motherfucker. I ain't never heard nobody riding down the street knocking Papoose or Twilo Carly. Well, maybe one song that got to get by. But a lot of lyricists, niggas don't ride up and down the street playing their music. You get what I'm saying? Because they don't make the music that you would listen to while you riding up and down the street. Doesn't take the fact away that they raw. You know what I'm talking about? On some real shit. Then you got niggas that can't rap at all, nigga, but be making some slapping ass songs. You know what I'm talking about? So that don't really matter. I think he probably one of the best rappers around this motherfucker. But I also noticed when the nigga that they don't like tore his ass up, they wanted to do everything but admit that he tore his ass up because they don't want to give credit to that dude for beating Eminem. You know what I'm talking about? Out of all the niggas Eminem been slaying all these years, we can't let this nigga that don't nobody like be the one that we can I forgot what you say, that shit they be saying in the presidential concede or whatever, perceive or whatever the fuck word is. We don't want to give it to him, pass the torch to him that he's the one that did it. So they'll create hella other narratives to take your credit away. Tabloid tactics, Thursday. Coffee Chronicles. And we do that in life. We do, man. Nigga, we do that in life. Niggas always around here on some tabloid tactic shit, bruh. They is. On some tabloid tablet shit, man. And just like I said, in this world right here, bruh, the world is real. Despite how much you get caught up in the imaginary one, the world is real, bruh. The world, even though it feels like a skit, is not. You get what I'm saying? It's not a skit. So when you turn your computer off and you out here living in the real world, bro, that's why it's very important for you not to let that shit blend in your motherfucking mental. It's very important for you to know this bullshit imaginary land in the real world, bro. It's very important. It is. Because you'll fuck around and it'll blend in with you, and you'll go back to the real world thinking somebody's playing with you like how y'all be playing with each other on this computer. Because you see how I get real disrespectful on this computer? How niggas will just blurt anything out their mouth. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas will blurt anything out their mouth. Say something about a dead nigga, family member, or just anything. Talk about people, kids, just... Y'all see how they do that, right? So, the crazy thing be, bruh, like, in the real world, I ain't gonna say people getting that disrespectful, but people getting that playful disrespectful, and they think that they gonna get another playful response. But it really ain't been going that way, you know what I'm talking about? And this is the whole thing of this video right here. Because despite what you think or not, or how much you play in the real world or whatever, bruh, you have to be responsible for what comes out your mouth. You do. So, because now in real world, people are saying, it's not to the extent where people talking about dead people and shit, but it's come to the extent where people is saying they getting disrespectful for no reason. You get what I'm saying? Because they used to running around this motherfucker playing and shit. And you can't think in your own head that you just playing with a motherfucker and like you can dictate their response just because you playing. And this is what I really be trying to get through y'all head. Nephew, sis, old man, old lady. Just because you playing don't mean somebody else is. You know what I'm talking about? You are responsible for what comes out your mouth. In short, you need to stop playing so much, bruh. In the real world I'm talking about. People, we need to stop playing so much in the real world. You need to be just a little bit more responsible with your mouth. Because the real world ain't no computer, bruh. And you already see, you ain't no telling who got a thing on them in these days, bruh. Because hella motherfuckers got legal things, hella motherfuckers got illegal things. You know what I'm talking about? This is all kind of shit floating around here. And it's way too dangerous in the real world just to be leading with disrespect. It is. That's why I'm telling you, man. I actually remember when niggas used to lead with respect, bruh. You feel me? And I love when I see that today. But it come from mostly the OGs. Hey, what's going on now? Show you right. You know what I'm talking about? and all that shit right there, man. That shit, does it make me feel good right now? Just like I love how motherfuckers used to fuck with it like that, bro. All right, black man. You know what I'm talking about? I see you. That's where I got that from. I see you. You feel what I'm saying? I guess I'm the old man now, man. I'm a little bit different than the old. Hey, you know what I'm talking about? Oh, I got a little bit more spunk. You know what I'm talking about? Than the average old man. Yeah, I got a little bit more spunk. You know what I'm talking about? I just seen some this morning. I don't even know where they was at. I think they was in Seattle though. But I don't be liking all that shit sometime, man. But I be liking them videos where them niggas be out there fucking with it. But I only like the ones kind of when they fucking with the people. Like when they go in the crowd and they fuck with the people and the people be out there enjoying that shit, bro. That be like love. I can't explain that shit. But I remember that shit, man. You know what I'm talking about? I just did that not recently, you know what I'm talking about? Within the last few years, you know what I'm talking about? That was some real shit. When everybody just up in there and it's just a good time, bruh. You know what I'm talking about? And you come up in here fucking with it and shit and the crowd go wild. You know what I'm talking about? And everybody just having a good time. Coffee Chronicles. We've always fucked with our people like that, nigga. Even way back, you can trace that shit back to Africa. The motherfuckers was out there dancing and shit, bro. We always fucked with our people like that. That shit always came and bought a piece. But man, I don't know. People just out there motherfucking mind. Something straight out of comic book in the real world, man. Just something straight out of comic book. And it really don't make no sense. And on some real shit, a lot of the foundation, not everything, but a lot of the foundation of that shit is just getting a lot of badass game. Getting a lot of badass game on the street. Listening to one of your favorite people up here just give you badass game, bruh. It just will. It'll give you badass game. It will. You'll just let a nigga. You'll watch this shit so much, you'll let one of these weird ass motherfuckers convince you to do something in your real life that didn't even need to be needed. You know what I'm talking about? That's why you gotta follow your own Google Maps, bruh. You gotta follow your own directions, bruh. On some real shit. Coffee Chronicles. But on Tabloid Tactics Thursday, and like, I can't even explain it, bruh. But in the real world, there's a lot of shit that don't make sense the way the people is. You know what I'm talking about? Because the people just blow with the wind. But I'm gonna tell you to this day, I just don't understand how we made like disrespecting each other trend. I don't. Like that shit is something that absolutely make no sense at all, bro. And in the real world, I'm still talking about. They teaching y'all how to be disrespectful in some of the most dangerous times. That shit don't equal out, bro. It don't. It don't. And these niggas and the same ones talking all this alpha shit, talking all this what a man is and all this shit. These are the same motherfuckers promoting the disrespect, showing you how to be disrespectful, showing you really how to act like a female. And now I just found out in the Bible they said that was a sin. Y'all going to hell. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all gonna burn in hell. You know what I'm talking about? That was a real shit, man. Stop letting the motherfucker teach you how to act out your character, folks. Because y'all just, you know what I'm talking about, in the real world. Y'all ain't to the extent, well, I ain't not around me anyway. Where motherfuckers talking about people dead peoples, but we getting to the point where motherfuckers talking about people kids and shit, you know what I'm talking about? We getting to the point where people talking about people kids and shit. We getting to the point to where, man, I don't understand on the streets. That shit didn't even come off this computer. I don't understand on the streets, nigga, how these niggas nowadays call each other bitches. I'm bemused. Coffee Chronicles. That shit disrespectful. But they made you comfortable with the disrespect. Bro, when I was growing up, that was a word that just didn't come out your mouth unless you was ready to fight. On some real shit. That's just a word that didn't come out your mouth unless you was ready to fight. Like you was trying to provoke the fight. Like if a nigga didn't want to fight you or something, more people gathering up. Even a nigga that didn't want to fight you, nigga, you call that nigga a bitch, it was on. It was on, bro, because I was the most disrespectful shit in the world. That's like the same results as a nigga slapping you with an open hand like a bitch or a nigga spitting in your face. All that shit was right up there. That shit some of the most disrespectful shit you could do to somebody, bro. It is. And I ain't never really understood that. I guess I have. Because you'll get mad enough. You'll get mad enough and want to disrespect a nigga like that. You will. You're gonna make you hella mad. For real. But I don't know, man. You just got everybody like at a debate. And you see that shit anywhere you go, bro. Anywhere you go, you're gonna see a debate. It's just like a purpose. It's just almost like you ain't even gotta go nowhere. You could just be in traffic. And I always tell y'all this. A motherfucker could be driving just hella slow. You go around them, and the moment you try to get in front of them, this motherfucker hit the gas because they just don't want you in front of them. It's like that irritates them, even though they wasn't even paying attention, just driving slow. But they needed you not to be in a hurry or whatever. So in their mind, you was just supposed to stay behind them because they ain't ready to go that fast yet. Then the minute you not even honking or nothing like that, riding they bumper or nothing, you just get over and try to get in front of them, then they speed up. Because people just have a thing in their mind about who's in front of them. Coffee Chronicles. Man, you know how many times I go to the casino, folks? Finna put in a bet. And like, I don't know if y'all bet or whatever, but like the motherfucking people, like it be having people up in there horse betting and shit, right? And the horse betting a little bit different than all that shit that come on in 3 hours and shit. Like you gotta hurry up and get your shit in right then, so you'll have action at your money right then. You know what I'm talking about? You know how many times one of them old, and it just be old people, y'all. One of them old people that cut in front of me, nigga, to get their money in, bruh. That ain't nothing for me to argue about. Like the people that be at the desk actually taking your ticket. Every time that happened to me, they the ones that try to flash on the old people, and I be like, no, it's good. They be like, cause they the horse racing people irritate them, the ones who actually work there, and they be telling their ass, no, you have to wait. You can't just do that. You don't have special privilege or something. Man, every time one of them old people do that, bro, I wouldn't give a fuck if I missed the first game, bro. You get what I'm saying? I let them go. Cause they gotta hurry. It ain't like they finna be up there, nigga, putting in 30 teamer, nigga. They gotta, nigga, that shit finna take 2 seconds, bro. Them people trying to hurry up and chase their money. You know what I'm talking about? That shit ain't finna take no longer than that, bro. You know what I'm talking about? As long as it took them people to put their little horse ticket in, bro, you would have been up there talking to the people at the cage longer than that. Hey, what you doing today? Nothing. As long as it is the time it take you to say that, bro, them people up out of there. But every time I go there, I see somebody arguing about the purpose. You know what I'm talking about? It's the principle. I mean, not the purpose. I see somebody, I was next. It's like we don't, like, that shit ain't nothing, bro. That ain't even nothing to argue about. But I guess that's what I mean. People looking around just for their chance to prove their point. Well, I was really next. All right, bro. I should take 2 seconds. The shit we up here betting on, no matter if it's baseball, college, bruh, it ain't even no time limit for this shit. All this shit starting the next 2 hours, bruh. In the next 2 hours, bruh. Coffee Chronicles. Tabloid Tactics Thursday, bruh. You know what I'm talking about? And if you use them, hey, I see, you know what I'm talking about? But I'm saying, at some point, y'all gonna have to separate that shit. You don't. But at some point, if you don't separate that shit, I keep telling you, you're gonna put yourself in a situation you don't want to be in, or you're gonna get yourself hurt, or you're gonna get somebody else hurt. You're gonna get somebody else hurt. Because the shit we practice now ain't never been good, even though they telling you it is. Disrespecting people, especially for nothing. That ain't. I don't see the fascination with that. You know what I'm talking about? And just all the other shit they do. Them shit really not good practices. That's why they was lightweight banned back in the day. You know what I'm talking about? This is how you don't act. But now they got us acting the way we always been told not to act. You know what I'm talking about? Your mama and your daddy told you that when you was little, how not to act. But now this is just how we have to act. I told you they gonna come in front of your face what you perceive to be the strongest black man in America, right? Coffee Chronicles. And they gonna have them in front of your face acting like the softest piece of cotton, engaging in the weakest behaviors for a man to behave. They gonna put all they gonna, cause you perceive this motherfucker as the strongest, blackest man in America. You know what I'm talking about? And they gonna put that person in your face and let him do a bunch of the most bullshit that's ever been done. You know what I'm talking about? So it's gonna make you perceive that it's cool, cause he doing it on some real shit, man. Don't run yourself into nothing. That's all I'm saying. I started early this morning, man. I'm out of here. You know what I'm talking about? Somewhere else I have to go. You know what I'm talking about? But those are real shit, bruh. On this tabloid tactics Thursday, don't all them theatrics and shit. I mean, I guess it's cool for some time whenever you need it, or I don't know. But I'm just telling you, you can't live that tabloid tactic in real life, bruh. You can't. It's all that shit you trying to do, bro, because a lot of that tabloid tactic shit, it comes with chaos. It comes with mess. It just comes with a bunch of shit that don't nobody want to be dealing with in real life. You know what I'm talking about? And like I said, it don't even matter where you go. In real life, no matter where the fuck you go. Supermarket, DMV, wherever you have to go in real life, you see it more and more. You just see the nothingness debate. I was right here. You should have scooted over a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? Can you stop chewing that gum in back of my ear? Like, just a whole bunch of shit. You know what I'm talking about? That really, a lot of that shit don't even be no issue. But now today, in the real world, when it's not a skit, we like to engage and encourage bullshit so we can film it. You know what I'm talking about? Or like say, I don't know, you seen two people fighting. I might look at it a little bit depending on where I was going. I'm not pulling over to watch two other people fight. I'm not. You know what I'm talking about? And every time I seen some shit like that, I seen two partners, nigga, just walking. Two little girls just walking somewhere, nigga, we was running down the thing. Nigga, they just bust out, nigga, and start, nigga, we was on the play. They just bust out, nigga, and start getting down, nigga, by the gate. You know what I'm talking about? On our way we was, man, y'all stop that, man, cut that shit out. And they turned around her quick, like, we just playing, you know what I'm talking about? Y'all cut that out, man. But nowadays, like, we instigate and we encourage shit in the real world. And as soon as two motherfuckers start fighting, that's footage for us. So we pull out our camera. You know what I'm talking about? Now, sometimes niggas really need to get down. But anytime some niggas getting down, it should never be a camera involved. You know what I'm talking about? It shouldn't. But we just always, it ain't like we in the gym, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? On some, real noble, best man win type of stuff. You know what I'm talking about? In a ring or some shit like that, or with the gloves on. That's cool. But when like some shit happening for real, that's not cool. It's not. Because we don't know what we recording, who we recording. You get what I'm saying? We don't. We don't. Not when somebody involved in a crime. You get what I'm saying? Like all that shit is a crime, bro. That should be assault. There ain't no telling if a nigga on probation, on the run. It just ain't no telling. You feel me? But we like we quick to do that. We is. We quick to do that. Tabloid tactics. That's all I'm saying, man. Like And sometimes we be putting ourselves in A1 danger. We do. Because we just be seeing shit and we'll run up somewhere and pull out our camera. You know what I'm talking about? You better put yourself in danger. You don't know nobody in the crowd or nothing. You ain't over there with none of your people or nothing. You just think you uploading some footage. Nigga, the crowd been fucked around and turned on your ass and then you be the footage. You get what I'm saying? But we don't even gauge the situation no more. We be so stuck on the tabloid tactic shit that we just trying to get content. You know what I'm talking about? But what do I know, man? Only you could prevent forest fires. And with them right there, if you don't remember nothing else, man, always remember it costs nothing just to show a little bit of that love.